Good morning, good Wednesday morning. Welcome to the
Yes,
Devo and Kris
sir.
Joe show. You see, we got a third member, Jordan. He's probably gonna hop in pretty soon. First, before we get started, I want to congratulate my guy, Kris Joe. Number 3 on the way, baby. Number 3. He got a number 3 baby girl on the way. 2 girls, 1 boy.
Yes,
Joe
sir. Yes,
is
sir.
he got a squad going on, man. Congratulations, bro. That's big time right there.
I
Oh,
appreciate that,
whoa,
brother. I
let's get
appreciate
it.
that. It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. Anytime you could have, a healthy baby enter the world, it's a blessing. I feel blessed. Mommy's doing much better. So, things are starting to get rolling. Pretty soon here, we're going to start feeling the kicks and the punches. Trying to find a way to escape, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh man, yeah, you already know how it goes, bro. So you're gonna have a lot of getting up in the middle of the night, going back to sleep, getting back up. You prepare for it though. You already been through it twice.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I'm like, that's when I really turn into Jason Bourne, James Bond. Any little sound, bro, I'm up. What was that?
Right.
I'm excited for it, bro. It's been a while, but I'm excited.
That's what's up, Jordan. What's going on, man? Talk to us, man. Welcome on.
No,
What's
no,
up,
no.
guys?
Hold
I
on.
don't have a kid. I got a
We
little
can't hear
kitten
you.
that's
So
keeping
take
me
yourself
up,
We
off
but
can't hear
mute.
you, man.
well,
That's one.
stand
Come
by.
on, man. We
Stand
get you
by.
on the show, and now we can't hear you. That's
And then when you come back, you got to make sure he salutes. That's the ritual. You got to come on. If you're on here, you got to start off by giving us the
salute.
good old salute on this marvelous hump day.
Oh, my man from Up. My man from Up just coming here with the part in the middle.
I don't know why Wednesday's hump day. Why they call Wednesday hump day?
So Joe, man, let's talk about it, man. We got some happenings obviously within the Syracuse basketball program. Jesse committing to West Virginia got a big old bag. That's a decision that I might have left too if I got that bag. that's just
I mean,
that's
as
just
as
how
a
it is.
22-year-old or a 21-year-old, however old he is. I mean, that's kind of especially when you think about you've done your 4-year commitment. He was there for 4 years. He did do what he sought out to do, and I mean, there was obviously every kid was granted that COVID year, which was amazing. And I
Yeah.
mean, he found a good basketball opportunity as well as a good, financial situation with the NIL. So I mean, not 100% upset with him. Go get your money at the end of the day. Like I said last week, I appreciate you, what you did, what you became, how you were able to help Syracuse. I mean, I would have loved to have seen you stay one more year, but hey, go get your money, young man.
I understand the decision 100%. Jordan, you back on or what?
I think.
There he
Yep, you
is.
here. So
There
you
he
got hits with one of
is.
these right here. Yes, sir.
Jordan, good to
I got to
have
come
you on.
across more. Do I have to come across more?
Yeah, just a
You're
little
all
bit
right.
Let's go. No, I agree. There's some people who are saying like I don't wish Jesse the best, blah blah blah, and it's like guys, like it's a job. You get an offer from another job, you're dipping, and you hope all your coworkers get it. Like you wish you had him, but how can you blame him, dude? Especially for $800K apparently. I mean, come on.
Well, this is how it is in
Shit.
this is how it is overseas. This is how it is in the NBA, in the NFL, and every single sport. When you show that you are improving each year, I mean, especially overseas, Joe, and that's kind of how the college
I
landscape
mean,
is now,
shit.
for real. If you want to compare
Coaches
it,
do the same thing too, right? Coaches do the same thing.
yeah,
You got a guy like Kim English who was at George Mason. He's now at Providence. He was at George Mason as a head coach for 1 year, 2 years. They offered him something better. He went ahead and he took it. So now, is he in the wrong for leaving the kids that he recruited? Yeah, you could look at it that way. But at the end of the day, man, he has a family to feed. He's trying to think of his advancement in this career in this field. So, I mean, you can't get mad because it happens all the time at every level. Players and coaches alike make decisions based off of financial security.
but I think the
Although
thing
it
is
shouldn't be
too.
that.
Yeah, it's the thing is with players, there's so many more players than it is coaches, right? It's only one
Right.
coach that really can, move on. You have
Yep.
whole teams fucking entering the transfer portal. 7, 8 guys
Yeah.
enter so that changes the whole dynamic of the program for real. Obviously a good
Yeah, for
coach
sure.
leaving that could be a big difference, but I think guys in the transfer portal, they're just hopping in to hop in. It's not like they need to or it's necessary. It's when they go through, we talked about it, Joe, when they go through a little adversity or they get mad or upset at their coaches, they don't like their teammates, whatever the situation may be, they put themselves in the portal and a lot of times put themselves in an even worse situation than where
That's
they're
what I was
coming
about to
from.
say. Because it ain't
Which
always
we'll
a
get
success
to
rate.
later in the show.
It's not a 100% success rate when you enter the portal that you're going to come up out of it. Like, obviously you have your select few who, yes, you went to a school. There's some kids that enter the portal coming from Montreal University. And it's like you might end up NAIA D2. You might end up somewhere where you should have stayed in the first place where you were at. It's a gamble that you're taking. In certain situations, you got to be really smart about it. You know what I mean? And even with the portal, when it comes to recruiting, like usually a lot of players, parents, they want to wait for the school that they want to go to the offer. Man, you got to go to where they want you, because with this whole portal and this recruiting stuff, you got to go ahead and secure yourself a position, because teams aren't waiting too long, bro. They could go get a seasoned sophomore, junior instead of a freshman out of high school. They're going to do that more times than not. So if a school
Well,
is
May
showing
11th,
interest in you,
it's done. I think May
yep,
11th it
yep.
shuts down, right? Yeah.
May 11th is the date you can't hop in anymore, but I believe you can stay in the portal after then. So if Jesse hadn't found a place, even though we knew where he was going the whole time, if you'd been listening to these guys, you would have found out real early.
Come on.
He could have stayed in after May 11th, to my understanding. The chat is livid right now. Tom and Jen and Gavendo, and thanks, guys, for watching. I'm sure you guys saw the quote. Did you have any issues with the quote Jesse gave to ESPN where he said, I didn't really want to get into this, but it doesn't seem that Syracuse is into it. I'm not sure what their plan is or what the idea is behind it. It was something that they couldn't offer in that way. Do you guys have an issue with the quote? Because you guys keep it real all the time. That's all Jesse did.
He
somebody
was around the bush a little bit. He said he was politically correct. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, somebody wasn't, somebody said something and it didn't happen. Basically, we've heard last season that guys were supposed to get money. Who knows? That possibly it might not have happened. Now going into this season, a little bit, you might be a little bit skeptical. Who's handling it? A lot of things could have went wrong. We don't really know the whole story, but it sounds like from that quote, something wasn't handled right. And then that allowed him to open up. But again, like it's a $450,000 difference. You know what I mean? It's like if I see that number, I'm going. Like you said, Joe. Appreciate you, Coach. Thanks for helping me. You taught me a whole lot. Lot. But now at this age, and the more that a lot of people are going off emotion, right? Just because they hate to see a guy who was a key player on their team leave and go to a different program. They talk about loyalty, doing all this. But if you were at a job for 10 years and your job and another job came to you and said, hey, I got $250,000 more for you, you're leaving right away. It's not even a question. You're not even asking your boss anything. You're putting in your notice right there. That's it. So when you start to look at it, this kid did everything he could do, like you said, Joe, for 4 years. He found an opportunity where not only is it going to help him, from a, I think, playing standpoint, because, he will get better under Bobby Huggins, right? But now financially, shit, I'm good. If I don't go to the NBA or if, whatever, I go overseas in Europe, it doesn't matter how much I get my first year out. I got 700,000. I give my family 200 of it real quick. I got 500 left. So and if everyone was in his position, they would did the same thing. So, and Joe, we talked about this. it's not, and they only show like, hey, this guy's getting $1 million, this guy's getting 500. There's more kids getting 25 and 50 and 80 and 90 than there is kids getting 700, 800 a minute. There's only a select few getting the kid from Duke, Kyle, whatever is Piakowski. Sorry if I slaughtered his last name. He was a first round pick. It was a first round pick guaranteed. Duke got him to come back for his sophomore year. They gave him a bag. All right, that was their guy. We need to get him back. Who knows if everyone else is getting six figures on day? I doubt it.
No, for sure.
For
sure. Yeah,
I doubt it. So it's not. People are seeing, Jesse's getting this, Jesse's getting. That's only one or two players a team, and maybe not even that. One main guy, he's getting that bread, but most of these kids, 40, 50, whatever. And lucky to get that. That's Joe. When we were back in college, if somebody said, "Here, I got 40 for you," 50.
Thank you.
Come on, man. Thank you. What you mean? People are like, oh, he getting 50,000. That ain't nothing. God damn, man, dude. I mean, you see in the 6 and 7, I get that, but that's not happening for real all the time. These kids are getting 30 and 20. That's more realistic of what's really happening. I think people just blow it out of proportion and think every kid is getting that or every kid deserves that. West Virginia had it.
For what it's worth, too, this doesn't mean it's what he's making, but we heard Cuse offer Jesse somewhere around like 3-4. On3.com has Filipowski valued at $400K. So if you look at it that way, you believe everything you've heard. They were willing to give Jesse what websites are valuing Filipowski at, and he was a highly touted recruit, and they needed to stop him from going to the NBA. So if you think about it that way, $400K ain't bad.
No, at all. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you wish he stays, but if you could get a couple more, I mean, it ain't all about the money, right? But I do feel like if I'm a kid and I'm having a great experience at my school, my current school, and they offer me 400, and another school offers me, I don't know if I'm leaving for the sake of an extra 300. I mean, this is me now. Maybe different at 22, 21. But if I'm enjoying my experience,
300 is a lot.
Jordan perked up. Like, hold on. Yeah,
it is. But if I'm at a school where I've been enjoying my time, I love my teammates, I love my staff. I don't know if I'm leaving for that.
But are you guaranteed to go pro, Joe? Are you guaranteed to go play high? Because that's the thing. If I'm guaranteed NBA, if I'm not guaranteed NBA and I'm enjoying my experience and then 300K is in the bag, hold on. Let me see that duffel. I'm going. You know what I mean?
Right,
if I'm not guaranteed
that is a factor.
That that NBA first round, second round, whatever it is, and even second round, I think like, hold on, man, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. But we talked about it, Joe, before the show. I'm hearing Judah's, even if he gets a two-way, it might be, he might stay in, so it's like the game has changed from that standpoint too. Is like, hey, it doesn't matter if we're guaranteed first round. I might get a two-way and I'm cool getting 400,000 and then, playing up sometimes, but then playing in the G League. That's an option. Or going to the Ignite or whatever it is. Like, these kids have an opportunity, if they don't get drafted, to still make money and then still have the opportunity to kind of, I guess, build up to try to get there. So it's not just, you don't see him on the mock drafts. He's not he's coming back. No, that's not the case anymore, man. Like, kids see more opportunities. Like, hey, I can get on a two-way and just stay in and practice with NBA guys every day. Rather than, and let's be real, like, he comes back to Cuse, no way is he getting anything close to 5, 6, and that's not happening. Like, that's just being realistic. Maybe he gets 100, 120, or maybe he would have came back and he goes in the transfer portal. Who knows? But it's more options for him than just, hey, if I'm not first round, I'm coming back.
Maybe 150 in a Kia Optima to do it. A little car driving around campus, you'd be nice.
No. They already got whips. Man, come on. They definitely should have took care of him last year, something to ride around in. But, I mean, it's just more options for these kids now, man. It's not, there's more to look at. And I mean, that's
Yeah,
just
nah,
the
for
game
sure.
now. So like, it's harder for coaches to recruit. It's harder for coaches to do a lot of things. You know, first
And
off, we
it's
talk
a lot,
about if
and
you
it's
don't
a
got,
lot more for a kid to think about. It's a lot more for a kid and their parents to
yeah,
think about now too, bro. It's a lot, because you're getting pulled in so many different directions. The school wants you back. Your parents want you to do this. You want to do that. So it could be three different things going on in your mind at once because of those options that you speak of. The two ways looking more, it's like looking more enticing because of the fact that before, if you were there was no two way. If you were in the G League, you're not really looking to go to the G League in 2010 as much as you are now. There obviously wasn't money to talk about in college back then versus now. So it's a lot of different options. Okay, it's like that shit. Kid
man,
like
D League,
I
I was
could look at the
getting
portal.
1,400 a month, Joe. 1,400 a
Yeah, that
month in the
shit was
D League
nasty.
back then. Shit was nasty, like a rainy day. Real, that shit was nasty. That shit
It
was
was nasty.
nasty.
So now you're looking like you could go into the portal. You're weighing your options financially. I go into the portal. There's a chance that I could make between 350, 400. Okay, my two ways valued at this. It's so many different things you got to think about. Before it was, am I ready to leave or am I not? You know what I'm saying? I could transfer, but I got to sit out. Kids now could just go ahead. You could go to four schools, 4 years. Like no one has to sit out anymore. There's money involved at the college level. You're weighing in overseas. It's so many different factors that goes into a kid making a decision nowadays that damn near makes them end up sometimes making the wrong one because there's so much shit to do. It's like
No
when there's
question.
more things to do, the probability and the possibility of you making the wrong choice increases significantly. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't know that you made the wrong choice until you're in it. And it's like, fuck, now it's retrospect. But it's tough, bro. It's tough.
Sometimes having all those options aren't good, man. You
Exactly.
got to be able to like take a few of those out and nail it down. And at the end of the day, I mean, a big decider now, it's the bread, it's the money, it's the NIL. What you got
Yeah.
for me? Like that's going to be one of the first things that come up. Hey, what you got for me? What? I'm in college. Parents are coming into the situation a little bit more now. Once
Yep.
they, oh, you think that Jesse's dad didn't have any input? 700,000? Hold on, son.
Yeah, facts.
Me and your mother did a
And I'm
lot
sure
for
it's
you.
not a coincidence he was the first one quoted in the Donna article. They didn't get Jesse first. Like, it was his dad talking first.
Damn, Dad, we ain't heard from you all 4 years.
Right. You pop out now, shit. Yeah.
Damn,
Different.
700K. You damn right I'm going to say something. Son, we've worked hard for this. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Nah, I don't know his dad
kid,
like that.
Another Syracuse related portal entry is Quincy Guerrier leaving Oregon.
Ooh, that's a big one. I don't know, man.
After averaging
That'd be a good
9-5,
look.
9-4. Obviously, he's a red guy. Red recruited him. And this is obviously us being hypothetical, hopeful. But there's no rules that say you can't go back to the school that you left, right? I mean,
No. Oh, no. John Bull did it already.
Right. Well, he didn't play anywhere else. He just left and said, fuck it, I'm going to come back home. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
Shout out to John Bull, man.
I'm sure Quincy is looking for, shout out to him for real because he's doing great things. But
No, he's a good dude.
I don't know if Quincy, that'd be great because now under red, this is how I'm thinking. I could, maybe make a couple dollars here at Syracuse. Not that I don't know how much he would be valued at. It's not like he was averaging.
Unless they salty that he left. They might be salty that he left. Oh, you trying to come back? You want us to work with you now? You trying to come back? What you?
Yeah,
we're gonna give you throw him the purple banana, Jordan. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw him the purple banana.
We got for what it's worth too, and these on-3 NIL valuations appear to be based off of like social media and how much value is in a post. They've got Judah at 100K. Quincy would have to do some work. They've got him less than 15K annually, so he'd need to go somewhere that really wants him. Is he 2 roster spots left from what it looks like? The thing with Quincy here, and who really knows, but it seems like he wanted to play like more of a wing guy. Boeheim at the time needed him to get down and grab boards. How does he fit in? Like, if they brought him back, you think he'd be prepared to play sort of a stretch 5, or is he still going to want to be shooting threes and whatnot?
He's not going to be a 5. You could balance it out. We need a big right now for sure. You know
exactly.
I mean? But I think if we
Autry told Rothstein he wants another guard too, and that was before Westry. He said he wanted 2, and we'll get to Westry later. But it seems like Red wants a guard and a center, which means there's no room for Quincy if that's something both parties were interested in.
Well, you would think maybe another a point guard, just to see, if Judah's not coming back, or you don't know what that situation's like. I don't know, who would it be? Copeland or Westry? Seems like he can handle the ball, but I mean, a guy that's really a lead guard, I guess I would say. Point guard is it's different nowadays, but a guy that could make decisions with the ball in his hands, right? And then we definitely need a big. But I mean, from talking about Quincy, if he could come in and play that, bottom, or it's not going to be his own anymore, but come in, play like a 3-4. He could be a guy that we know he's capable of step out and shoot it.
Yeah,
he's strong as shit. A Paul Harris type shit. Paul Harris type shit. Like he can shoot better. Like his form is not bad. Now it's all about confidence. It's about opportunity. It's about, getting in a rhythm. But that wouldn't be a bad pickup if you can't get a point guard. But I think we need a guy who could, make decisions with the ball in his hands, handle it versus the press, whatever it might be, versus pressure. And then we need a big for sure. We need a big guy, man.
Who comes off the bench? I'm sorry, I'm interested because a lot of Cuse fans are saying we don't want him back, but you guys, it seems like you guys think it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Who comes off the bench, Bell, Benny, or Quincy? Because I don't think Quincy would ever come here to not start.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that. I mean, and then in practice, I mean, that would kind of be the deciding factor. Anywhere you go, you're going to compete for that spot. It's not going to be like, all right, yeah, you might have the head up or the leg up, but when you go into practice in preseason, you got to play it out. That's just how it should be. We can't give any type of guarantees, because if you come in and bullshit, from the beginning, he gonna have your spot. And then that goes Bell and Taylor and all those guys. They got to have the same mindset. Like, we're going in here competing, because if you can't take it here, can't compete here, and you get in the transfer portal, you're doing the same shit. You got to go and compete somewhere else now. Like, dudes are transferring into where you're it's no change. Like, that's why, you're not making it easier on yourself transfer. If you ask me, and this is certain situations, but for a majority of the kids, you're making it harder when you transfer, because now you got to get more familiar with this system, with the coaches, with where you're at. That takes the time to adjust. I don't care what anyone says. There's a little adjustment period right there, rather than just, I've been here for a year or two. I'm familiar with what's going on. Now I got to work, and I got to build up, and I got to, compete, see what I can bring to the table. If it's a no-win situation, I get you transferring it. Then you really got to be, detailed about, where you're picking. You got to pick all these. This is what I need. This, because now you're getting into transferring 2-3 times. You see guys at their third different school. Come on, bro. That's just not a good look. I mean, it starts at the high school age too. Kids going to 5 different prep schools. How can you build any type of camaraderie and any type of chemistry by doing that? You know what I mean? You coming into the next program looking just to go ahead and do you. If you transfer in that much, that's basically what it is. So it's not all glitz and glamour in that transfer portal, man. I think guys need to figure out how to really stick it out, grind it out, and work their way to it. At the end of the day, you might just not be that guy. You might not be good enough, Joe. You might not be good enough. If I came here
bouncing around,
and now you just bouncing out. You running from the shit for real.
Yeah,
you running from it. You heard what Dame Lillard.
That's you.
Dame Lillard
that's
said
where
it
we
back.
come from. Is facing adversity. You know what I'm saying?
And then competing, bro. We wanted to go against, and I know it's different. You teaming up and doing that and whatever. That's cool. I'm not mad at that now. But you trying to win championships is hard as hell in the NBA. That's a whole different, different talk right there. But man, you grew up wanting to play against the best dudes and compete and see where you're at. That's how it is. That's, you know what I mean? It's not like these kids want that anymore. I feel like they run from that a little bit. And see what you're made of, man. Go ahead, strap up, get the ball, go at it. Like, that's how it got to be. You got to compete. That transfer portal shit is ridiculous, man. It's getting to the point where you're like, God damn. I see like the benefit. It's more cons than pros to me. You know what I mean? But I you know, but you know, I think Syracuse has done a great job so far in the picking up JJ and picking up Chance Westry, because those guys are similar in size. I think JJ's a little bit, he's a little bit bigger, and then Chance a little bit more wire, maybe, but they're both long, athletic guards. That, Joe, what are we used to playing with at Syracuse? Long, athletic guys that can move, you know, are versatile, can play multiple positions, and we run it. We getting up and down.
Yes, sir.
And if we need to, we're going to put the press on. Yeah,
the way that, like, you know, Red is doing his thing, he's constructing things, and it's looking like, again, a kid like, you know, we could touch on it. You said his name, Chance Westry, coming in from Auburn. Looks like he's good in transition, off the bounce, off the catch. He's getting to the basket. He can make passes. Looks like he reads the defense well. He can make plays. 6'6". I mean, 6'6". Put the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something to look forward to. That's something that we could look forward to. And, you know, obviously it's all about adjustments as a kid going to a different school, playing for another program. Luckily for him, he only played 1 year, so it's not like he was super programmed into something else and leaving as a senior where he has to reprogram.
And he had a relationship.
And he didn't even play. Yeah, he redshirted.
Okay.
So 2021 was like the last, like, most recent update we're getting, and you nailed it with that, Kris. He's good in transition. His scouting report has him as a guy who can find open guys, create separation. It says he's not a high riser, but he's somebody who has a knack for driving both ways, and he's expected to develop as a shooter. Like, he was mid-30s, but I mean, we saw with Benny, like, he didn't shoot a bunch of them, but you can improve and you can become like a high 30s, low 40s guy.
That's the work that you put in.
They're going to need some shooting from that guard spot.
I see an interesting question here, fellas. Shout out to Ryan Mullen. Matter of fact, shout out to Ryan. I appreciate you, my boy, always. But the question was, do we consider players who leave Syracuse family? Or are they step family or not family? My thing is, you see a guy like, I see a kid, I think of a kid like Caleb. You know what I'm saying? When he came March 4th and he was in the Dome for that final game with the alum back, I damn near forgot that he transferred. Just because when I see him, you wore the colors.
Yeah, no doubt.
Your family. Your family. You know what I mean? Like, there's no change. There's no change in that. So no matter if you come to Syracuse for 1 year, like a kid like what's my boy name? White the third.
Yeah, John Gillen. 1 year. That's family. You see Dante Green.
Like, 1 year.
No, for real though. What you mean?
No, that's family. And you go and he
Wes
goes back
Johnson,
to Syracuse.
You know?
Wes Johnson.
I was so salty when Dante entered the draft, and like I was younger and even dumber, and like I didn't understand like he has a chance to make some serious money for his family. But Dante was the one where I was mad. I was like, come on, bro, help us out.
Dante was nice, man. Dante was nice, and if you 6'10", put on the floor, could shoot it, dang. Hey, Dante was special. But yeah, it's you know, Jen, exactly, Melo, you know, these guys, you know, it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 or 4. Once you put on the colors, once you step onto that floor and you went to war for this university and this program, it's family 100%. Forever. You know what I mean? So
100%. No, that's, I mean, you said it perfectly. That's what it is. It's once you put on a jersey, you step foot on that, and you know where I was at in Manly in the locker room with the couch. You don't know. Yep. They don't know about the couch. They don't know about the couch. They don't know about that motherfucker. They don't know about that couch. You might fucking get a rash. That motherfucker, but hey, that shit got some ghosts and goblins on that couch, boy. That shit. But as soon as you step foot in, man, you a part of the fam like that. It'd be silly to treat somebody different. You know what I mean,
Devendo, what are you talking about? Caleb went to Creighton, didn't he? He said those guys didn't go to another school. He went to another school. What you talking about?
He went to Creighton. You know, if Quincy came back, you know what I mean. Quincy. Those guys are family. Like they were in the community. Like we had interactions with them. That's Q's family, man. I mean, if 1 year or half a year, shit. Mike Jones, who you remember? Mike Jones. Mike Jones came and went. That was my guy. You remember, Joe? Do you remember Mike Jones?
Nah, I heard he was nice though.
What?
The rapper?
No, Jordan. Damn, Jordan.
I know.
Jordan, come on.
I know.
6'7", on the wing, shoot
Yeah, I
that
heard he could
shit.
do it.
Athletic as hell. Like, it was one of those, things. He was playing behind D-Nick. D-Nick was really hitting his stride. Like, this was like D-Nick junior, senior year.
That's
This was like
all
NBA shit.
All Big East. Yeah,
He got player of the year his senior year. Averaging like 20. 6'8", shooting that shit. Like, man, people don't understand who was in the Big East that year. At UConn with, who they had, Rudy Gay and all them at UConn, Marcus Williams. Like, you got player of the year.
Who they had? They had Allen Ray and them boys.
Randy Foye, Steve Nardi. Randy Foye. Who else? Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Jason Frazier. Those guys. Will Sheridan. Georgetown. Roy Hibbert. Jeff Green. Shantae Cook. Brandon Bowman. Jesse Sapp. Like, they had those. Come on, man. Quincy Doobie. He was at Rutgers. They had Dominique Jones at South Florida.
Yeah.
Who else we had? Marquette, Wes Matthews, Jarrell McNeil, Dominic James. Who else was in there? Cincinnati, James White, Eric Hicks. Come on, man. I'm going through it. I can remember every one. DePaul.
It's like a golfer when you ask him to remember just specific shots. Like, I can name every guy I play against. That was impressive.
I mean, the DePaul was Wilson Chandler, Draylon Burns. Like, they had guys who could play every single team. Every single team. That Big East was something different, man. Big East was something different. Hey, so let's talk about, I guess the possibility of JJ not coming back, because it's looking more and more like a possibility. And now you have the tandem of, Chance and JJ. And then possible, I guess it would be maybe Bell at the 3 or Benny at the 3, depending on, what big guy we get and who's going to be at that 4. So
Wait, are we starting to get nervous that Judah's not coming back? Oh, no.
I don't think Judah's coming back for real.
Wait, what? You don't think he's coming back?
I mean, yeah, that's my opinion. That's what I think.
No, I've been hearing it's a possibility, but I haven't heard anybody straight up come out and say, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, he wasn't invited to the combine yet, so some mock drafts have him going undrafted.
Yeah, I know. But we just talked about all the different opportunities and different options that he has, regardless if, first or second round. Like, if somebody might have promised him, like, you've seen that plenty of times. I've seen guys get promised and shut it down. Not say anything. But I'm not saying he's not going to. I'm just saying it's a possibility. It's looking, the more you wait and go long, the more you would think, right? Like, all right, I'm not coming back. Like, I guess that's just the feel that I get, but I could be wrong. But I mean, you got to think about the possibilities if he doesn't come back. So, I mean, I still like it. We have a lot of talented guards like Chance and JJ in the backcourt. Was it Bell at the 3, Benny at the 4, and then we got a big fella? Or is it, Malik at the 4, Benny at the 3, and then you got, that's a big lineup that could move, that's versatile. At the big, just give me a guy who could run the floor and alter shots and block shots. They don't really need you to score like that.
Yeah.
We added more scoring with JJ. He gonna have a big year. I'm telling you, JJ at Notre Dame, he did his thing, but we talked about it before. I think he wasn't as aggressive and as assertive as like they wanted him to be. Even, I think he come here like you might be the man for real.
He
like,
got the green. Yeah, exactly.
You could get you 17, 18 a game. That's what I'm saying. He could do that. Like, and if we do that, we don't need, like, last year we needed Jesse to score. You know what I'm saying? We needed him to score because we had, it was either Joe or Judah, and then we needed that third guy. So, like, I think we got enough options offensively, especially if Judah come back, that we don't really need to worry about throwing it into the big. That's never been us, Joe, for real. Like Syracuse, when did you throw it into the big? Besides Rakeem Christmas, we always had maybe AO, but even AO, I was going to drop it, lob. AO was running the floor too with his big ass. AO big as shit. AO is big as shit running the floor. No fat on his body, dog. No fat on his
He
body.
just running.
You don't want to run into that, bro.
Turkey
He intimidating this shit.
Nah, you don't.
He intimidated out there.
Hey, I will tell you a story. Freshman year, we practicing at the Dome. One day, and I think it's probably the day before a game, whatever it was. And, my freshman year, I didn't play too much. We were doing a drill where it was like 1-on-1, but then it turns into 2-on-2 or something like that at some point. And I remember this was my highlight for the year. I mean, obviously I had some good games, but one of the things I remember, I was like, you know what? I am ready to play at this level. It was Paul. My matchup at half court or whatever the drill was Paul. And I hit him with something. I got right past him. And then down there was AO waiting on me. So I'm like, shit, I got to make a business decision. And usually the business decision is on the opposite end. It's like, I got to get out the way of a dunk or try to contest it. I'm thinking, do I go try to dunk on AO or do I just settle for a floater or a jump shot or something? But I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm going right at him. So I get past Paul. I go up, AO fouled the shit out of me. But I still made the layup. Contact. Finish. I fell on the floor. Johnny was hyped. Yeah, Joe. Oh, I said, oh, yeah, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit to me, I said, ooh, wait. AO, that shit. It took me a minute to get up because AO strong as shit.
Strong as shit. Even just a little side, you're going to go flying. Like, I did that against Mookie Watkins in my freshman year. Man, I went up because I don't know if it's the same thing that you're talking about, Joe, but we used to do like after the 3-man weave, we turned it into like a 2-on-1. I don't know if it was like,
but I definitely remember that.
You know what I'm talking about? So we had one where like, all right, 2-on-1, and then I had one where, okay, I got the drop, and then Mook, he kind of late. So I'm thinking, all right, bet. I'm freshman year. Let me go up and, man, Mook fucking damn near ended my whole shit. Ended my career, bro. I came down on my legs so far. But that's, as a big, I need a big like that. Just let him know. Exactly. Like, put him on his ass real quick because he going to think about it when he come next time. That's what big we need right now, Jordan. That's what type of big we need. A guy, an enforcer.
Everyone's talking about Musa Cisse, the guy from Oklahoma State. I mean, he seems like he'd fill that role. 7-1, played in the Big 12. He was the Defensive Player of the Year last year. The only thing that could get interesting with him, and Brian Higgins mentioned this yesterday on his show, he's from Guinea. Like, he's from out of the country too. So I don't know what his NIL expectations would be, but if that's an issue,
that shouldn't be high.
It's not going to change much.
Well, it would be an issue anywhere. It would be an issue anywhere else, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying though, like if what Jesse said is true, hopefully, and people mention this in the chat because people aren't mad that Jesse's dipping. People have said they're mad about the kind of ricochet shot on the way out. So
that's taken care of. I think
isn't like reading those quotes and being like, "Ooh, is this going to be a problem?"
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be. I think it's been taken care of or will be taken care of. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. If going forward, I think if they need NIL money, it's not gonna be 700, but they're gonna have some. But what does my man expect? He should be expecting 50 to 60. 50 to 60. If you're looking to go, I mean, shit, like you said, a 5 would be good. Shit, you give me 5 back in the day. And Joe, speaking of that, Joe, and you, Jordan, you asked me before the show if we were playing now, the NIL money that we would be getting. Talking about Joe, with you guys being number 1 and then playing in the 6 overtime game, like just off that game alone, we'd have got a couple NIL deals in New York City and Syracuse. So I need 6 figures. I need 6 figures high. 6 figures. Easy. I need 3 to 4, 5 possibly.
Yep.
Give me 5.
No, that would be easy. I don't even want to think about it because I was telling somebody, I'm like, yo, I'm hating. I keep getting these numbers. If you were making, I'm not mad when you're making 40. If you're making 50, I'm not mad at that. It's like, all right, go ahead. But when I start hearing 500, 6, 7, 8, I'm hating.
You making look, no shade to anybody, bro. I'm just stating what everybody thinking in their brain. and it's a fact. I mean, you're not even and no shade to Jesse, bro. You're not even a first round or second round pick, and you going to get 700 real quick. It's all about what they think you're worth. It's not what everybody, is it? How much are you worth to that guy? Because that guy got 500 million. So it's going to be more to what you're worth to him than it is to Joe Smo down the block who might got 10K. This guy,
I mean, that West Virginia team, they got a bunch of transfers, so they're going to want an experienced center. Jesse's just super big and mobile, so he can do a lot of things. We've talked about, we got a caller, and I've been hearing they've got their Netherlands donor. So
if you got
it doesn't
go
matter
ahead.
what Jesse's worth to everybody else. It matters what West Virginia thinks he is. And with Bob Huggins probably on his way out soon, like they want to send him off with a good run.
And I'll tell you this,
for sure,
you still not going to win a national championship. You're not going to win it, man. I mean, you're not going to win it, man.
You're not wrong.
I mean, they're not going to win it, but enjoy that experience. Like, enjoy that 700 and live it up that last year. You ain't got no class, Jesse. I know you don't got class.
Facts.
You got golf.
You up there, West Virginia, it ain't shit to do. Fuck it.
Nothing in Morgantown.
You
Jesse already posted on Instagram like country roads, mountains, Huggins truck. He seems like he's all ready to assimilate down there.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably shit. He not too far off from what he used to, maybe.
Oh, in Netherlands, they riding bikes out there for sure. In the Netherlands, a lot of bike riding, riding.
They're cooling. Shit. I want to get into it real quick before, because us talking, shit, I didn't realize how much time had already elapsed. But I want to get into the alumni game that we got coming up, that you got Syracuse is going to be in it. I think you said we got to change the name, but we'll get there when we get there. But let's talk about that, how that all came to be, how the team was put together, and what you think.
How we can recruit you on the team,
do we know
Kris?
who's going to be on Georgetown? You said what?
How we can recruit you and get you on this team, Kris?
Well, shit, 800 to do it. 800 big ones.
Shit, you probably gonna be you want 800. You're probably gonna be chilling.
West Virginia alumni team, see what their deal's like.
Oh, shit.
No, but so this is kind of how it happened. I got Ricky Goins from the DC area, Kareem Rush, who played for the Lakers, former NBA player, and then another guy, Jake. I don't want to fuck up his last name, but Jake. We'll call him Jake. Jake from State Farm. But so he reached out to me. And, they just asked, this is what we're doing. Hey, Chris Wright in Maryland, they had an alumni game last year. It was sold out. They had a lot of the former guys go back. Right now, they're just doing one game. And eventually they want to try to make it a league where, they have multiple teams playing against, like a regular season type thing. All right. But right now they're just in the process of building. I know they got Brandon Rush. He's doing Kansas. And then they got Kansas State. Maybe I forget who else. Curtis Kelly is doing that game as well.
Okay.
But so they reached out to me, and I said, yeah, I'd be interested in putting a team together. They had a venue, the OCC. So, we've all know it's a nice gym in there. They got the ticket sales ready. So when they had all that information for me and to know it was a go, because again, I was kind of like, all right, well, show me all the details. Show me that you got a gym. Show me that this stuff is together. And then, I'll reach out to guys, because as we know, you reach out to guys and they got a lot of shit going in the summer, just coming back from playing overseas. They got families. So I don't want to have it be no bullshit, basically, I know I don't want to waste these guys' time. So, I reach out to some guys that, I wanted to reach out guys who I know have been playing, just because I don't know really who Georgetown is going to have. I know they got Chris Wright, possibly Austin Freeman. I don't really know besides those guys. I know they have
Austin Freeman been coaching at Morgan State, so we in the same. Greg Monroe. They get Greg. That's a pretty good pickup because he's been active.
Yeah, Greg has been. So they got some former guys. So I want to get guys who all right, they've been hooping, they competing. You know what I mean?
Or shit, Steve Mello available.
Man, listen, Melo, I know better to even reach out. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna reach out. But I mean, the roster we got: John Gillen, Tyus Battle, Malachi Richardson, Paul Harris, C.J. Fair, Chris McCullough, Rick Jackson. I mean, and then you could only have I think 8 guys or 8 people on the whole thing, and that includes the GM. So you have 7 players, and that's as of right now. So we'll see if anything changes. But I mean, that roster right there, I mean that's enough to get people to come out and watch the game. I think. I mean, that's those. A lot of those.
Are you going to be playing it all, Devo?
No, I mean, what you seen what the title says? GM/coach,
general manager,
2-way. Make it a 2-way. You're behind the scenes and you're on.
Need a little bit more bread. Need a little bit more NIL money. A little bit more NIL, and that's the thing for this. I think it was we already had a pretty good incentive for the guys. Like regardless if you win or lose, you get paid. You know what I mean? So guys, just to play, you guys are getting paid, and just for one game, come up for the weekend, it's worth it. And then if you win, you get a little bit more. And then also, I think just coming back and feeling that fan love, and we'll set up the signings. You know how we do, Joe. We'll get a restaurant. We'll make sure that guys are getting together doing dinner. So I think besides all that, it's just fun getting together with seeing guys who you used to play with or used to watch. And then of course it'll be fun. At OCC August 6th, the game is, I believe, at 7 p.m. It'll be fun, playing in front of the fans, and I'm sure they'll pack it out, and it'll be pretty good for the guys. So yeah, looking forward to it, man.
I'm in there for sure. If I'm around,
you already know. You already know. Joe is working on taking a trip to Africa. You saying so?
Yeah,
that's once in a lifetime type shit right there. You got to go ahead and take advantage of that. Take advantage of
If
it.
I'm not mistaken, it looks like those are for sale. I'm seeing them on Eventbrite. You can get those right now.
Oh, they're on sale. They've been on sale probably for the last 5 to 7 days. I think they say like $40 or $42 or something. Again, I'm not the guy setting it up, the prices. I'm not doing any of that. Okay? They reached out to me. They asked me to put a team together. That's what I'm doing. I didn't name the team. I didn't fucking give it its logo. I didn't do any of that. I put the guys together. I made the phone calls, and I know. I think we got to get a different name because the university's licensing and all that crazy stuff. I know can't say Orange or some shit. Q's. I don't know what it is, man. So.
Oh, they're making you change the name?
Yeah. Oh, we got to.
What is that?
I don't know, but if
they got a VIP package too, where you can get like autographs and pictures post game. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, they got
with all those guys coming by.
You go on the website abl.com. They got all the information. Ticket prices. They got packages to sponsor the game. So if there's companies out there who want to sponsor the game, they got packages available. And again, they're just trying to make it a good time, a good experience for the fans and players. But it always be love getting back with all those guys and getting out there and competing, especially against Georgetown, to be, bring a lot of, what's that word, nostalgia back, right?
Sure.
A lot of memories.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
And I do have a question. People have been wondering. If you don't know, then it's cool. It makes sense. Does this impact the guy's ability to play in the TBT at all? Or
no, it's one game. The TBT will be over by that time. It'll be done.
Okay,
so,
that's what I figured.
I mean,
maybe some of these guys, while they're in town, who knows?
I mean, August 6th. Well, we have the roster pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So if other guys play in the TBT, that's cool. But August 4th, 5th, we'll have 2 practices, and then we'll play in the game August 6th on Sunday. The TBT is done by August 2nd, I think. If you even get that far, you know what I mean. So, and I heard the TBT is going. They're going in the On Center this year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't got anything to do with the TBT this year. I'm chilling, but yeah, we'll look forward to that. The other alumni game at OCC. You already know we're gonna get it going. We definitely gonna get it going.
We're gonna get it flowing. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Anytime that you could get out there and compete, no matter what, in front of them Syracuse fans, man, it's amazing. I remember playing in the TBT when I did. We were in Brooklyn, I think, playing at where were we? Baruch College.
We went to Atlanta too.
Yep, we went there to Atlanta. And it was fucking amazing. I mean, it's incredible how much Syracuse fans
Man, for real.
their alumni. Like it's amazing, bro. I was shocked.
They travel.
There. I said I knew there would be some support. I knew there would be support, but boy, for some alum playing in the TB, like, come on, that's how much they love it, man. So shout out to the Q's faithful for real. And when I say I love y'all, I mean it.
Oh man, and just everywhere we go, Joe, I feel like I see somebody from Syracuse, or like they went to Syracuse, or they watched it, or their mom or grandma or dad. Man, I tell you what, my sister and my mom, they'll be in random places with a Syracuse shirt on, and then somebody go up to them and be like, "Hey, you go to Syracuse?" You know, they'd be like, "Nah, my brother used to play for Syracuse." My brother, they'd be like, "Oh, who's your brother?" They'd be like, she'll be like Eric Devendorf. He'd be like, Devo, like, yeah, we like
shut the front door.
Bro, shut the front door. So I mean, Syracuse is all over, man. It's just the alumni is everywhere. I mean, it's TBT. It's the best fan base, no question. No question, it is. So 5 minutes left, man. Five minutes left, guys. Jordan, I want to get your. Say if Judah does come back, we'll say he does come back. Let's get your starting five just with what we have right now. Obviously, minus the big. I guess you can stick Hema in there. Put Hema in there.
Mm-hmm.
Your starting five going into early. It's obviously early, but next season.
I mean, and you said you're assuming Judah is back.
Yeah, you could put both in there. You could do he comes back or he doesn't come back.
I mean, if he comes back, you got to think Judah and JJ are the backcourt. They got JJ real quick. It wasn't by accident. I think just Chris Bell coming back and not like entering the portal tells me he's gonna start, and same with Benny. And then I guess put Big Moo in there. Give me Hema for now. They're gonna get somebody. Nothing against Hema, but if you guys thought Jesse had foul trouble, like there were some games where Hema was picking up like 4 fouls in like 8 minutes. It was like, that's not going to work for a starter. Without Judah, I mean, I guess you just, I don't know, man, because Westry not playing last year. We know he's a good player, but I wonder if he comes and hits the ground running and starts and like, they're going to, you think they're going to value guys like JT who came back and he did get a spot start or so last year.
It's a new year, baby. It's a new year. What you going to be doing?
I think to start the season, if Judah doesn't come back, part of me thinks that Taylor might start the year. Because, Westry, he can also play, 2-3 combo. He can play point. Mm-hmm. So I think you can mix him in wherever. I don't think there's a need for him to start. But yeah, I think Malik probably ends up moving to the bench. I think everybody's kind of seeing that. Yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, I think Westry would be starting by the end of the season. I could be totally wrong. But that's what I think if Judah leaves.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chance starts.
I don't know where Q fits in either. What's Q doing?
Yeah, Quincy, that'll be,
Or Quadir.
Oh, Quadir.
I want to know, because Quadir, we haven't heard much from him. I don't think he'd stick around if you were getting, less playing time, but that backcourt is loaded, and I personally don't love them trying to just shove him in at forward. He's supposed to be a crafty point guard with size. That's not what he was recruited to do.
He can play there.
That's a fact. The only thing you see that, like in football, you get recruited as a fucking running back, you end up playing, safety in the league or some shit. They switch you up. Like, nah, bro. Like, that shit is a little bit more different on the basketball court.
I think he gives us a little bit more.
What do you guys think, though? Whose time is going to get cut and whatnot? Like, for Malik, it looks like he might be getting, the short end of the stick here. Unless they think they're going to play him at, they're not playing him at the 5, but I can't think of another way he'd get minutes.
I mean, I think Chance comes in here and he's looking to play right away. I just think that's what type of talent he is. I know it's, again, the guys are going to be competing in practice. You know what I mean? But you got to have some stability within the starting lineup. He's not going to be a guy who's going to change it in and out. He can't do that during the season. You got to have your starters, then you got to have those guys who can add value off the bench. I mean, if Judah comes back, obviously Judah, JJ, and man, depending on what happens in preseason, I like Chance right there just because I think he could do a little bit more than Chris Bell. But on the other hand, if you got those two playmakers with Judah and JJ, give me Chris Bell because he can just stand out there and get and space the floor for me. You know what I mean? So, and then Chance can come in and he could kind of do his thing, like be a do it all type guy. And then at the 4, I think it would be Benny. If Benny'd be a guy who he's shown he could stretch the floor, but we really need you just to be a monster on the boards and get transition dunks and finishes and do all that. And then, we'll obviously get a big guy, and we just need a guy to alter shots, be an enforcer, talk, be able to switch and guard, pick and rolls. What you think, Joe?
I'd like to see Benny at the 3, man. I personally would like to see Benny at the 3. You know what I mean? I think that's like your traditional 6'8". Now you're getting into like the realms of the Melos. Not comparing him to Melo, obviously, right? But I'm thinking Dante Green was playing like the 3 flourish, but like, you know what I mean? West was
you
playing
could play
the 3, 4.
both.
You know what I mean? But both, yeah. But yeah, if Judah comes back, then I say Judah, JJ, Bell, Benny. And I think, honestly, I would put Malik there just I don't know if he's not ready to play the middle of the zone, but you
don't know if they're going to play zone, Joe. They might not play zone.
That's true.
So you could put him in there.
Telling recruits like Donnie Freeman that they'll be playing more man. Like Mike McAllister said, like he's not going to
true. That's
lie
true.
to
I keep thinking about that zone. That's just 15 plus years of seeing the zone. Shit. That's all I really think about when I'm talking defense.
That's going to be old habits die hard.
Yeah, so we're going to have to
anything about Peter Carey, by the way? I know we have limited time,
Carey.
but like,
right?
I haven't heard anything about young Peter. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay,
young Peter might be, one of those odd mans out. He got to go ahead and get his work in right now. You better be in the weight room. I know you're a jumping jack, but you better get that body right. Because it's
according to Ryan, he works hard. That's the word around is that he works hard, but we gotta see what that translates to on the court, man.
Yeah, you gotta change your whole mindset because he's too nice. I can already see it. He's too nice. You gotta go ahead and elbow somebody real quick. Go ahead, elbow somebody, rip that ball through his face. It's gotta be a mindset if you a big man. Because if you a big man and you ain't got no type of growl to you or something out there, like. You can't play for real, man. You can't unless you just fucking JaVale McGee jumping out the gym type shit.
This is a different type conference too. This is a Power 5. You know what I'm saying? So you could go maybe be like that in somewhere else. MEAC.
Yeah, fucking swag here. Fucking swag. Play in Binghamton Conference like that.
Yeah.
Vermont, Pacific U. You know what I mean? Shit like that. All right, I'm done. Hey, man, look.
I'm done.
It's 11:02. As always, we appreciate you guys coming and tuning in with us. Jordan, man, we appreciate you hopping on, man, being the third wheel today.
Appreciate the invite. Now, I'm sure by this time next week, something else crazy will have happened.
Yes. No question. Hopefully something good. Hopefully we land us a 7-footer in the portal. That's ready. Seasoned and ready.
Until next time, y'all. Devo, Kris, Joe, my man Jordan in the middle. We got it done. Out of here. Look how I did it. Out of here. Boom. It's Joe. You're off.